Halo, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Vela Finalisti. In this video, I will explain about English language teaching syllabus. What's a syllabus? A syllabus is a learning plan for a particular subject or group of subjects that includes competency standard, basic competencies, learning activities, competency indicators for competencies, time allocation, and learning resources. Two part of ELT syllabus. Once a structural syllabus, it is one in which the content of language teaching is a collection of the forms and structures, usually grammatical, of the language being taught. Example of structure include nouns, verb, adjective, statement, question, complex sentences, subordinate clauses, past tense, and so on. Although formal syllabus might include other aspects of language form, such as pronunciation or morphology. To a national or functional syllabus, it is one in which the content of language teaching is a collection of the functions that are performed when language is used, or of the nation that language is used to express. Example of function include informing, agreeing, apologizing, requesting, promising, and so on. 3. A situational syllabus. It is one in which the content of language teaching is a collection of real or imaginary situations in which language is used. For a skill-based syllabus, it is one in which the content of language teaching is a collection of specific abilities that might lie over in using language. Skills are things that people must be able to do, be competent in a language relatively and independently of the situation or setting in which the language use can occur. 5. A task-based syllabus. It is similar to content-based syllabus in the both the teaching is not organized around linguistic features of the language being learned, but according to some other organizing principle. 6. A content-based syllabus. It is not really a language teaching syllabus at all. In content-based language teaching, the primary purpose of the instruction is to teach some content or information using the language that the students are also learning. 3. Understanding basic competence. Basic competencies are the minimum knowledge, skill, and attitudes that must be achieved by students to show that students have mastered the competency standards that have been set. Therefore, basic competencies are the elaboration of competency standard. Basic competencies is a form of student mastery of knowledge, behavior, skill, and attitudes. After receiving learning material at certain level of education, these competencies are developed based on the characteristics of student and must refer to the core competencies that have been formulated. The ability of students to be able to achieve core competencies and core competencies. Elaboration between learning content, subject, and study program as an effort to achieve graduate competency standards. Basic competence is the ability to achieve core competencies that must be obtained by student through learning. Basic competencies are content or competencies consisting of attitude, knowledge, and skill that are sourced from core competencies that must be mastered by students. These competencies are developed by taking into account the characteristics of student, initial abilities, and characteristics of a subject. The content of KD is indicator are part of specific basic competencies that can be used to assess the achievement of learning outcomes and are also used as benchmarks to measure the extent to which students master a particular subject or subject. Standard competency. An industry-determined specification of performance which sets out the skill, knowledge, and attitudes required to operate effectively in employment. In Vocational education and training competency standards are made up of units of competency which are themselves made up of elements of competency together with performance criteria, a range of variables, and evidence-based competency standard are an endorsed component of a training package. Core competency is a narrowly defined field or task at which a company excels. A firm's core competencies are difficult for its competitors to mimic, allowing the company to differentiate itself. Most core competencies will be applicable to a wide range of business activities transcending product and market borders. Basic competency: ability to respond to complex demands and carry out diverse tasks in an appropriate manner. It involves a combination of practical skill, theoretical knowledge, values, attitude, emotion, and other social components that make the person act in an effective way. How to design basic competencies, or KD. As for reviewing the basic competencies of subject as stated in the content standards, it is carried out by taking into account the following matters. A. The order based on the hierarchy of scientific discipline concept, and or the level of difficulty of the material does not always have to be in accordance with the order in the standard contents. B. The relationship between competency standards and basic competencies in subject. C. Basically, the formulation of basic competencies is operational or non-operational because every action involves in the understanding, growth, and also knowledge that cannot be used for the formulation of basic competencies. So, how to design basic competencies are as follows. 1. Describe the competencies in question by asking what abilities must students have so that competency standards can be achieved. The answers to these questions are then listed in terms of knowledge, attitudes, and skill. 2. Read the formulation of the basic competence. For how to design social function, text structure, and generic structures. 1. Social function is a conceptual framework that plays a role in distinguishing various types of text based on their communicative purpose. Therefore, the social function of a text is often referred to as the communicative purpose of the text. So, to design the social function, focus more on its communicative purpose. 2. Structure text. Each type of text has a different content component which is then written in a sequence of paragraphs in such a way that the presentation is coherent and related. 3. Language feature. Language feature are certain linguistic elements that give special marker to a text so that it distinguishes it from other types of text. These linguistic characteristics include the use of word and word classes, class of word, noun, adjective or verb, conjunction, past verb, simple present verb, and punctuation. Kompetensi dasar pengetahuan. 3.1 Menganalisis fungsi sosial, struktur teks, dan unsur kebahasaan beberapa teks khusus dalam bentuk pemberitahuan. Dengan memberi dan meminta informasi terkait kegiatan sekolah atau bekerja sesuai dengan konteks penggunaannya. 3.2 Menganalisis fungsi sosial, struktur teks, dan unsur kebahasaan teks, interaksi transaksional, lisan dan tulis yang melibatkan tindakan memberi dan meminta informasi terkait keadaan atau tindakan atau kegiatan atau kejadian yang dilakukan atau terjadi di waktu lampau yang merujuk waktu terjadinya dan kesudahannya sesuai dengan konteks penggunaannya. Perhatikan unsur kebahasaan simple, past tense, PS, present perfect tense. 3.3 Menganalisis fungsi sosial, struktur teks, dan unsur kebahasaan beberapa teks, recount, lisan, dan tulis dengan memberi dan meminta informasi terkait peristiwa atau pengalaman sesuai dengan konteks penggunaannya. Kompetensi dasar. Keterampilan. 4.1 Menyusun teks khusus dalam bentuk pemberitahuan, lisan dan tulis pendek dan sederhana dengan memperhatikan fungsi sosial, struktur teks, dan unsur kebahasaan secara benar dan sesuai konteks. 4.2 Menyusun teks interaksi transaksional, lisan dan tulis pendek dan sederhana yang melibatkan tindakan unsur dan meminta informasi terkait keadaan atau tindakan atau kegiatan atau kejadian yang dilakukan atau terjadi di waktu lampau yang merujuk waktu terjadinya dan kesudahannya, dengan memperhatikan fungsi sosial, struktur teks, dan unsur kebahasaan yang benar dan sesuai konteks. 4.3 Menyusun teks recount, lisan dan tulis pendek dan sederhana terkait peristiwa atau pengalaman dengan memperhatikan fungsi sosial, struktur teks, dan unsur kebahasaan secara benar dan sesuai konteks. 5. Learning outcome indicators. Learning outcome indicators are variables that indicate or give instruction to us about the certain situation so that it can be used to measure change in behavior in a person that can be observed and measured in the form of knowledge, attitude, and skill. The indicator development mechanism is carried out by the following steps. 1. Analyzing the level of competence in the standard of competence and basic competence to meet the minimum demand for competencies that are used as national standards. 2. Analyzing the characteristic of subjects, students, and schools. The teacher must conduct an in-depth study of the characteristic of the reference subject to develop indicators. The development of indicators also requires information on the unique and diverse characteristics of students with unique visual, verbal, or psychokinesthetic characteristics should be accommodated with appropriate assessment so that students' competencies can be measured proportionally. 3. Analyze needs and potential. Students can get education according to the potential and speed of learning, including the level of potential they have achieved. Indicator must also be developed in order to ensure the improvement of school quality in the future. Okay, that's all for me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.